there is some of the lapses from Pakistan side. That means there's the lapses from the whole world.
But the fact that Osama bin Laden lived here in this valley in peace and comfort is hard to explain away. In London and Washington there are new fears that Pakistan can't be trusted. Orla Gearan, BBC News, Abbottabad.
And there's certainly a lingering sense of doubt amongst many Pakistanis about what they still see as the American version of events. Let's speak now to Pakistani talk show host and journalist Talat Hussain from Dawn. Thanks very much for speaking to us, Talat. What is your sense of what really happened in that dramatic raid?
Well, the raid did take place. Pakistan did not know that the raid was taking place. The initial suspicion that the establishment in Pakistan was in on it, that they had given Barack Obama his biggest trophy. I think the later turn of events have proven that version to be incorrect.
So you don't believe that the army knew that bin Laden was there just a stone's throw from the military academy?
Well, I was talking about the raid. As far as Osama's presence is concerned, there's a lot of clarifications that need to be done still. But look, it is not unusual for high-value targets to be found out of Pakistani cities. You know, the last 4 number 3s in Al-Qaeda, as it were, have been found in Pakistani cities. Ramza bin al-Shib, Abu Zubaydah, and you have Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, you know, in the heart of the cities.
Yeah, except that there is something different about Osama bin Laden, a man with a $25 million bounty on his head.
Well, he was supposed to be a man with 40 guards as well. And he was found to be as a pretty ordinary guy without a gun, living a very quiet kind of a life, probably for 3 or 4 months. But yes, there is an intelligence failure. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Pakistani intelligence needs to explain if they had deployed assets chasing Osama bin Laden, why did those assets not perform the kind of intelligence work that was supposed to be done? But even with all the intel at their disposal and all the high-tech gadgetry at their disposal, it took Americans considerably long time to zero in on that compound. So frankly, there's an intelligence failure, absolutely. But was there a failure of intent as well? I think this is where the debate in Pakistan is now focused. Was it intentional that we did not spot Osama bin Laden, or was it just a failure? I think the jury is still out on that.
But if it seems clear that there was some kind of failure, what does that mean for the image of the armed forces? This is one of the most high-profile institutions, probably the best functioning institution in this country, and it has failed spectacularly in front of its own people.
You said it, failed spectacularly in front of its own image. It did not measure up to even the basic standards that it was supposed to be performing. But this is in the context of Osama bin Laden. You know, take it back a bit, and you would find that, you know, many high-value targets were found out. Abu Faraj al-Libbi, for instance, the guy whose leads actually led to Osama bin Laden's killing, was caught by the Pakistanis. What transpired in terms of Osama bin Laden, my own hunch is that OBL was never thought to be a very important existential threat to Pakistan itself. They're more focused on Ayman al-Zawahiri, the Salafis and the Takfiris who have taken over Al-Qaeda. So probably there was an oversight, but the image has been badly shaken, not just here in Pakistan, but abroad as well.
Talat Hussain, thanks very much for joining us on the Hub today. So clearly this is an important moment for Pakistan. Many questions for the government here to answer, both in terms of domestic public opinion and abroad. Kirsty, back to you.
Michelle, just a quick question. I mean, you've only been there a couple of days, but what is the atmosphere that you're picking up generally?
You know, I think it's interesting to see how these questions about what really happened to bin Laden are still lingering in many ways. And I do wonder whether those surviving relatives that we now know are really not that far from the centre of Islamabad, where I am right now, might actually help the Americans in their quest to prove to the world once and for all what happened in that compound. But you know, overall, I think the popular reaction to the death of bin Laden has been pretty muted. Yes, there has been the odd anti-American protest. People have held Osama bin Laden's picture aloft and protested in the streets. But really, there have only been a handful of incidents like that. I think this is a country that has suffered tremendously through terrorist attacks in recent years. And I think that this is really a milestone for Pakistan's relationship with the United States and for its own journey in the 10 years since 9/11.
Michelle, thanks very much.